Hey everyone and welcome to part 80. Can't believe the sea bass is already more than halfway down. It really is saddening because obviously when I run out I have to go to the Dragon Eye Lake again. It really is quite saddening to see the sea basses creep down so quickly. I can't believe part 80. I just can't believe that I've done, 79 parts and this one. It just feels like no time ago at all when I started with part 1. It just feels like no time ago. I was there with part 1, part 2, part 3, part 4, part 5, but then before I know it, 10, 15, 20, 30, 40, 60, 70, it just... Time really does speed up later on, doesn't it? It's like things are always slower to begin with, aren't they? Now, day 5, and that means the treasure hunt is ready, doesn't it? Because, well, obviously I got into a bit of a pattern of doing 3 tournaments per part, which meant 3 days per part, and obviously at the beginning of each part, the first day would be when the treasure hunt's ready, and obviously there was that part where I only managed 2 tournaments because of Digivolve into Supermon and only having Sonic Jab and stuff. But then there was the day 30 where there was no tournament. So even though it was only 2 tournaments, it was still 3 days. So the pattern with the treasure hunt being on the first day still exists. This isn't going to take too much longer. I just need to keep at it. I will get this done. I will get those 100 championship wins. Large MP, no good. I will get those 100 championship wins, then I can move on to new things. I can do new stuff. I can forget about all this nonsense and just focus on the Digivolutions, get a new... I can just, when I get the tournaments done at last, I can then just forget about all that nonsense and then just focus on everything else. Focus on getting the 100 prosperity points, focus on getting every Digivolution. Get closer to the 10 years. I can just brush all this tediousness aside and just do something new and then make quick progress. Drimogemon. Lovely. Thunderbolt shouldn't take long. For some reason, air types seem to be vulnerable to air for some reason. I don't know if that's just my imagination, but that seems to be how it is. So look at that, 1700. Look at that, 2 Thunderbolts and a Megalospark. I don't know if it's my imagination, but air types seem to be vulnerable to air for some reason. I know it's a bit strange, but is how it seems. Unless it's just a coincidence, and obviously where Digimon have more than one nature, maybe air isn't vulnerable to air. Maybe it's just a different nature that they've got, and I'm just getting it wrong. Maybe that could be. It could be that. It could be that maybe they've got a second or third nature which is vulnerable to air, and that's why they seem to be weak to it. We'll see though. We'll see how strong it is against Unimon, because Unimon's air as well. I hate it when that happens. Didn't happen that time. 1565. Because I seem to be quite vulnerable to it as well, although Etemon's a battle nature. Thunderbolt, I'm not sure. Megalospark may finish the job, it may not. Because I mean, I know that Spinning Shot only did 100 and Static Electric did 20, but considering my stats and considering this is an A tournament, that is quite a lot, because usually attacks very often do like 1, can't they? So... Well, I don't really care, to be honest. Because I can't see any of these tournaments being a problem. No, I mentioned Monzaemon in a previous part, didn't I? I said that I think I worked it out that day 10 is when he should next appear, because he last showed on day 20, and he shows every 20 days. So then there's 30 days in a year, so he should show on day 10. Well, I'm next due at the treasure hunt on day 8, so when I save, I'll check on day 8. Same level goes up again, how nice. I'm next due to the treasure hunt on day 8, aren't I? So when I save after the treasure hunt, I'll check and see if there's any sign of Monzaemon, because day 8 is close to day 10. And if there isn't, which I'd imagine there won't be, I'll probably then speak to him on day 11 after the next treasure hunt. The boring sea. So I'm only doing it for the chain melon now. I don't care about the items, I don't care about the ray gun, I don't care about the item chips, I'm just doing it for the chain melon. So day 10, day 11 doesn't really make any difference to me. We should do some serious damage with Thunderbolt, especially with him being a machine and my stats being at the best they can be. In regards to stats, well, in regards to stats and in regards to cheats, or rather, how do I say this? Apparent cheats, because you know, obviously, pretty much every game has cheats, where obviously type in a code or whatever, and then you can bend the rules and, well, do whatever the cheat allows you to do, because obviously different games have different cheats and stuff. But as well as having the true cheats, you also have the false cheats, where you get like rumoured cheats, where it says that tells you about stuff that you can do, when actually it's false, it's made up. And one thing I do find amusing is when it's so obviously a lie. And when it's so obviously a lie because the person that's come up with it clearly doesn't know anything about the game, because they say something about the game that isn't true or isn't possible. The example I'm about to use is to do with Digimon World, because I remember there was somebody who was claiming about a certain cheat that you can do. Basically, it's a certain Digimon you can get, a certain Digimon that you can Digivolve to, and in order to get this Digimon, you need certain stat requirements, and the person said that you need your attack, defense, speed, and brains to all be over 1500, and a HP and MP. What was the requirement there? I think it was 9,999, but it was so obviously a lie, and it was so obvious that the person didn't know what they were talking about, because attack, defense, speed, and brains cannot reach 1500. The threshold is 999. So it was kind of obvious that the person was making it up, and they didn't know anything about the game. No disrespect to them. So the attainment level never went down, and I can already tell this is going to be easy. But then, to be honest, even the S would probably be easy. Unless the opponent did full power, maximise their stats, then had some horrible moves like Bug and Thunderbolt and Delete Program and DG Dimension and All Range Beam and Green Trap and all that horrible stuff. I predict 2 Thunderbolts and we're there. But he didn't know Glow Spark, I'm sure of it. Apologies if you hear me drinking tea. We've been through this in the previous part. If that Greymon is the recruited Greymon, the Greymon who owns the arena, then what exactly would he have done if he had won the tournament? Give the prize to himself? That's what I would call a fix. But reality was, he was never going to win that tournament. That puts us 2/3 of the way through the sea basses. I've got to choose the S over the version 3, and all the other possibilities. '78 wind. Championship wins that is. What's the other stuff that it goes on about? About great tournament. I don't really pay any attention towards that sort of stuff. I just go to Greymon on the day and enter what's there. When your stats are maximised, you don't really care what sort of competition you're against though, do you? It's only when losing is a realistic possibility, or a likelihood, that it kind of, you know, like makes you think to yourself, hold on, let's debate what we're getting into here. But this game does have cheats, or at least it apparently does. I don't think I've done any of them or attempted any of them, but I'm sure this game does have cheats, or apparently does, like ways in which you can get like unlimited items or unlimited money or special Digimon or something, even if it requires a hack, because I have seen, I know I have seen people get Digimon who they shouldn't be able to have. I'm sure I've seen somebody with Weregarulamon, Gigadramon, even Metuetamon. But what must really insult our intelligence is when, again, this is to do with cheats that obviously aren't real, when it's so ridiculously obvious. Like when it will say something like, oh, there's a cheat in this game, all you have to do is play like 500 hours of progress, you know, play the game for 500 hours, and then erase the game, and when you erase it, mash the X button and you get some super cheat or something. It's like, right, so basically you're taking the piss, you want us to play for 500 hours and then erase our progress and feel like absolute idiots. It's like, no. Just no. I get bored of seeing the same faces every time. See, that's the most powerful move in the game, and it did 365. Thunderbolt is the second most powerful move in the game, I think, and that generally did about 1400. How come Mega Speedrun never features in these S tournaments? I like Mega Speedrun. He's got to be my favourite. How come he doesn't feature in these tournaments? I mean, yeah, I know he's not a recruitable Digimon, and he's not a random encounter, but then the same applies with Hercules Carboterimon and my Ultismon. Well, maybe not my Ultismon, but Hercules Carboterimon definitely, and he features in the Beetle tournament, doesn't he? Stop blocking! Okay, we'll do it your way. There, the lead is mine. And now you're mine. I got bored of Thunderbolt missing, so I thought, wow, Megalo Spark's more reliable. And it didn't take that long. Please continue with your range beam, but don't do that. I don't really care what happens to me or what attack he does, as long as I can keep attacking. So it's pretty obvious I'm not going to lose. It's a question of how long winning will take. As long as I attack, I'm happy. Now, what I said about my Ultismon, that isn't true actually, because although he's not like a random encounter, he does kind of join the city. You do get prosperity points for him, and he does join the city in that he joins the arena. So he is a recruitable. I was wrong when I used him as a comparison. Where's my tamer level? Oh, 10. Okay. That's actually going to be a problem, isn't it? Because when you... I mentioned, I've not tried this out myself, but I was told that you don't... when you get 100 prosperity points, you don't actually get a medal. I mean, the medal is... the medal is there, but if you have 10 prosperity... if you have a tamer level of 10, then when you max out the prosperity points, you don't actually get the medal, but then if you then have your tamer level go down, you then get the medal. So, and I'm yet to get 100 prosperity points, so to save that confusion, I would like my tamer level to drop down. I wasn't sure where it was, because I knew it had gone up a bit, I knew it had gone down a bit, but it had gone up more, and obviously I noticed that, because it's at the maximum. But tomorrow's day 8, treasure hunt, and this will be the end of the part, so thank you everyone for watching, and hope you enjoyed.